Will they make the playoffs?
Well, no, never, because we're relying on the Ravens, and that's the shame of this whole thing. They have to be thinking to themselves, we should have got Le'Veon Bell, right? I mean, don't you think they're thinking about that now? Connor hurt, wishing they had him. You don't think so?
I think the Steelers don't deserve to be there, but I think they will. I think we're really forgetting that this Cleveland Brown team is 7-7-1, and they have a couple losses that are killers, overtime losses, the tie week 1 versus Pittsburgh. This team, under a different set of circumstances, Max, could be 10-5.
Well, without Hugh Jackson, they might be 10-5.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Hugh Jackson left,
right.
Baker Mayfield went from a guy who had to thread the needle on every single throw to a guy who sometimes is throwing to open receivers. And that's been the difference. That's been the difference.
That has.
But in terms of the Ravens and the Le'Veon Bell of it all, I thought the Ravens would win the division before the season started. But I started thinking when I was watching the Steelers, like, that's a well-balanced team. Their defense is playing everything. Mm-hmm. And then they bring Le'Veon Bell to the negotiating table. He says, yeah, I'll come back. Just agree not to franchise me. If you agree to that, since you obviously want me, which is why we're talking, I'll come and play. They said, and their logic was this: no, we want you, but we're not going to agree not to franchise you.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I won't play if you do that. Still, we're not.
But
so
now they're regretting it. Now they're regretting it.
But that's the Steelers saying, you know what? We're willing to risk whatever we got on the line this season to show the players who's boss. Great. That's what you did, and this is the risk you took. And your third-string running back coughed it up with a 4-point lead on the road at New Orleans, and now you're probably not going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You made your bed, you're lying.
So Steelers win. They beat the Bengals. No one even cares about that. No one's even talking about that. But the Ravens beat the Browns at home. And I know you're all about Baker Mayfield, but is he going to show up? Is he going to wake up feeling dangerous that day or what?
Every day.
Yeah, every day? I don't know. See, that's what we'll find out.
Yeah, guys, like, look, and the Ravens are going to keep it a low-scoring game. You know what that means? It means one score can sway the outcome of the game.
Yes.
So can I imagine Baker Mayfield with the ball in his hands on the road against the best defense in the league in a one-score game, getting ready to play spoiler for the Steelers season? Yes, I
think
can.
Baker Mayfield lives for those moments. Let's move on to the Eagles. They're in a similar situation. Obviously, they need a win and they need help to get in the postseason. Every Phillies fan I ever meet, Philadelphia fan, tells me that they won the Super Bowl last year. It's a good thing because I've almost forgotten.
I'm a said Mets fan, right? So I deal with Philly fans, Eagles fans, Flyers fans. I'm telling you, they're daydreaming. They think this is going to be a repeat of last year. Like, oh, Foles is in there. They have a shrine in the locker room.
But that's the hope. That's the hope.
In the locker room, in the living room, in the bathroom, everywhere.
Here's my thought, Max. I think that Minnesota is at home. Kirk Cousins will be the biggest letdown of the NFC if they don't win this game in a must-win situation.
And he will be. He's a no-show in big games. And you know that.
Chicago,
the Bears, their defense.
Chicago's locked into 3 unless the Rams lose to the Niners. So perhaps this is Minnesota wins this game. Kirk Cousins has a game, and I think he carries his team into the playoffs. Otherwise, it's the biggest letdown in the NFC.
I think Minnesota's actually the sleeper pick. If you're talking about Super Bowl picks, I don't like them for the same reason you mentioned. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins under pressure. Right? But now just imagine Minnesota looks really good this week. Coming off looking really good last week. Coming off, the preseason expectations. The fact that they normally have a defense, which has played better as the year's gone on, and they have an offense where Kirk Cousins has a lot of weapons. And the reason they're a sleeper is because Seattle's not a sleeper anymore because everyone believes in Russell Wilson. Right. They have a defense. It's like, oh, maybe they could do it. No one thinks that Minnesota can do it. I don't know.
And the Bears already beat them, but they beat them already this season.
Yeah, but this game's... Remember when Minnesota, within the last couple of years, was a dangerous place to play? What happened to that? That could be a factor this weekend. The game is in Minnesota.
Most interestingly, how did you wind up a Mets fan?
I grew up on Long Island.
Bad luck, I say.
I had a Gary Carter poster on my wall.
Do you not have a single caring parent?
My dad didn't want to drive to the Bronx. I blame him to this day.
You should. You should. That's terrible.
It's abuse, I think.
It is. You're consigned to a lifetime of misery.
No, this year the pitching staff will carry him, I promise you.
It means he's a loyal guy, though, because he hasn't given up on him after all these years.
I actually appreciate that. I appreciate a guy who has a root set with a team, and they carry it through adulthood, even through the worst times.
Despite his looks, he has character. He does.
Let's go, Matt.
That'll take you far. Let's move on to our last topic, guys. Now or never for the Titans and the Colts. Winner take all on Sunday night. Who will get the second wild card spot?
Luck and the Colts easily. Easy because he's too hot. Physically,
not with the neck beard. Not physically hot.
I would say
on the
physically
field.
and on the field. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how they lose this game, Rich.
I don't know either, Max. Maybe you could figure it out. Does Henry get more? The first game they played, Henry got 9 touches. didn't do much. It was, 38-10 in the first game. This one's in Tennessee. Maybe luck turnovers. Henry turns it on.
Plus luck 10-0 against them in his career or something ridiculous
I
like that.
like Indianapolis for the same reason you guys do, but I don't think it's the reason we're all identifying. The reality is we don't want it to be Tennessee because they're boring.
That is
right.
There's no reason there's no hook to Tennessee. Tennessee's playing, it's like, oh, it's a dog game. It's not that they're a bad team, they're a very solid team, but that's the danger.
Boring.
Right, they're boring. We want it to be Luck.
Lame.
That is the story.
Yeah.
Luck is great. The Colts are a great story.
He's
They're
back,
interesting.
Comeback player of the year just adds to that story.
He's an MVP caliber, practically maybe just bubble on the outside. But the
Think
point
of
is,
the
if the
story.
Colts are playing, I'm watching. If the Titans are playing, I'm not. So the danger in our analysis here is that's a pretty even matchup.
Yeah.
The Titans are the team at home, and we're all kind of hoping that it's the Colts. And then after that, mapping on reasons why it should be. I don't know. I think that game is a pick 'em. I'm rooting for the Colts to win.
Yeah, you want the excitement. You're right. It's in Tennessee. And what could possibly Mariota's banged up, right?
Their
Henry,
defense is
you're
banged
hoping
up.
for a close game, and it's just like a ball control game. Henry runs, gets 25, 30 touches.
Luck
and
throws an interception at an
picks,
inopportune time. That's right. Yes, that's the
the only way, yeah.
It's not going to happen. He's got the momentum, and he's on a streak, and Luck's a bad man. I've been saying that for years, by the way.
Yeah, you have.
Luck's a bad man.
Andrew Luck, I still think, I have not given up. I believe that Andrew Luck will spend time in his career as the best player in football, the best quarterback in football.
Right, he's back on that track.
Aaron Rodgers, and now it looks like Mahomes is coming. But in between, like
That's right.
Rodgers
You
will
gotta keep me
decline
in this
before Mahomes
conversation.
is at his best, and Luck will be right
It feels
there.
like a small window